Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we are smoking in the bong a little bit of sativa. It's only 17.7% THC. It is mimosa from Edison. It's a nice, it tastes really good. Like, it's got a nice, citrusy kind of flavor, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice in the bong. It's nice in the joint. It's nice in whatever you smoke it in. In fact, I actually, this time, just before the episode, I smoked it in my Aerizer vaporizer. And, man, you could really taste all of its flavor. So, yeah, it was really nice. And then I also picked up, because I've been on a sativa kick lately, I decided to pick up some indica. So I decided to try chocolate cheesecake from Ness. Booyah! This one is 23% THC, and it's pretty potent. And that's what we are going to be smoking today in the joint with the glass tips. And again, but I want just to check to make sure that everybody is putting their bong in the fridge so that when they go to smoke the bong, it is a nice cold hit, I guess. I don't know. I just wanted to check. My public service announcement for the day. So, yeah, awesome. So we got that going on. And that's all we're smoking or drinking today. We're not doing a little bit extra. So thank you for joining me on your Friday or whatever day it is for you. I hope it's Friday so you can kick off the weekend right. But today, I have a fucking beef. That's right. I got a big fucking beef. Because obviously, doing this podcast, I've been, trying to promote it, right? So I'm always trying to promote this fucking thing. Now, that means that you have to spend a certain amount of time across all the social media platforms trying to inform people of the fact that you have a podcast, where to find it, what it is, what it's about, all that fun stuff, right? Now, maybe I'm old school, maybe I don't quite get it, I'm not too sure. But I have been banned from a couple Reddit boards lately, and I take issue with this. When I post on Reddit, okay, I only post once a week. I post every Friday or Saturday morning, depending if I have time, just to let everybody know that I have a new episode out. So I was posting on this Guelph board. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand spam and all that stuff. But here's the thing that I don't understand, okay, is that how are you spamming if you're posting once a week to let people know that you have a new thing out? And that thing that you have coming out, okay, is somewhat informative. Somewhat. I'm using air quotes. We have weed facts, but I legitimately find good weed facts and I put them out, or I try to anyway. And then I put them on, Pinterest, whatever. I put them wherever I can. They're on my website, tots420.com. So I do give proper, I guess, respect and homage to the people that are making these articles, because I'm telling you about them and then I'm posting them on my site, a direct link to that article on their site. In some cases, I'm putting up a whole site just because they have really good information and they seem to be legitimate and they know what they're doing. Okay? Now, I got banned from Reddit, from the Guelph group, because I was told that I was spamming. Now, the first time I had a conversation with the moderator of this board, all right, I explained to him, look, I don't really know what I'm doing, but how is it spamming if I'm just trying to explain to you that, hey, I have a new episode out? So you have to have 10% of your content, whatever you're sharing on Reddit. How does it work? Sorry, I've just brain farted. Okay, so if you're sharing, I think you have to share 10% of your content has to be to something else, okay? It can't be to a link that has to do with you or that's your personal link or whatever. Okay, fine. But where in the day, if I'm putting out one post a week, where in the day do I have time to put out 5 more posts every day? Maybe my math is wrong, but it seems like you have to spend an excessive amount of time posting other people's shit just to be able to post your own shit. Now, like I said, I have the podcast to point you in the direction of people that, or at least companies that I think are worth their salt. Okay? I'm not pointing you to anything that you that I think will mislead you. I'm pointing you to things that I think are fun. I'm explaining that they're fun on the podcast. Why do I then have to go and do that 15 more times in a week on fucking Reddit? Okay? And don't get me wrong, I like Reddit. There are other groups where you don't have to, follow that kind of guideline. It's obviously better practice to do it. Fair enough. But I don't understand where these people want that to be your full-time job. Just post shit. I don't have time in the day, like apparently you have time in the day, to go sit there and fucking post 500 different articles from various places across the internet that go directly to other people's sites. I have children. I have the responsibility of having to make fucking money and try and support my family. I don't have time to go around and figure out what articles other people might want to see. Okay? What I do have time for is this on the side, doing my shit. And then on top of that, pointing you to a direction where, hey, here's better shit. Here's some stuff that'll teach you something because you're not getting it from me. All right? That's all I'm saying. So how in the fuck do you expect me to have time with all the regular things in the day to now populate your Reddit board with other people's stuff? The whole point, how am I fucking spam? Or, no, not spam. How am I supposed to let you know about my thing, my business that I'm trying to grow, my business that I'm trying to progress and make better and actually make into a business? How am I supposed to do that if I can't fucking let people know about it? Okay? This is what I'm saying. Somewhere, the term spam, changed. In the beginning, from my understanding of what I need to hit, I'm smoking. Light your joints. Okay? This is getting fucking, I'm telling you. It's been driving me fucking crazy for a long fucking time. Alright. Took a hit from the joint. I should settle down a little bit here. Okay. Spam used to be that you would get messages or like emails or links or directed to places that were scams, okay? That you would either try to steal your information or would try to take something from you, okay? Now spam has just become anything that is posted multiple times. That's fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but that's fucking dumb. Because in the beginning, when you used to have to advertise in a paper, if you sent an ad in to that paper and you did it every week for a year, one ad every Friday, whenever that paper came out, okay? One ad. You didn't have to fucking send in 7 other ads for 7 different companies. That's stupid. Why? Because you're trying to promote yourself. You're trying to grow your business. Now, I'm not saying that it's a good practice to turn around and start like putting 50, 60, or 5 or 10 different videos at a time or different podcasts or whatever it is you're trying to sell. No, don't put 10 of those links in 10 days. But if you're just putting one link out every Friday, the day that your podcast comes out, what's the fucking problem with that? I don't understand it. It seems like a very ass-backwards way of doing things if you have to go around promoting other people or other businesses that are in already in a much more promoted position than you are. What grinding is working towards getting to be a household name, right? That's the whole fucking point of that shit. So you don't do that by telling people about other things before telling them about you. You try and tell them about you and what your association is to those other things. Am I fucking crazy here? Like, that's my interpretation of this whole thing. So when I'm sitting there just sending a post out on, Twitter, not even Twitter, like Reddit or Facebook or something like that, I'm posting once a week to the YouTube channel for video, and once a week to, this is Facebook and Reddit, once a week to the audio as well on the same day. That's it. I'm putting out 2 posts a week, I guess. And sometimes I don't even put the audio one out till later because I'm trying to get people to come and watch this. But then if I put that second post out, I could get in trouble for doing that. Now again, there are other groups that say like you could post, do your thing, it's fine. Where did my ashtray go? But essentially, like, how are you going to ban people because they're not offering other people's information? If that information isn't in the group, the moderator should provide the group with that information. That's all I'm saying. It shouldn't be up to the members of the group to have to constantly bring the post, the link, the business, or whatever to everybody's attention. It's up to the group to discuss that thing, right? And then the group can add on whatever they want to it. And I'm not forcing anybody to go to my shit. Watch it or don't watch it. It's up to you. But it's not up to me to go and get information for you because you want it specifically so that I can post my own thing. That's dumb. I have no patience for dumb. Okay? I don't know. Maybe people are going to hate me for saying this shit. But it is a stupid ass backwards way of doing things. Especially when those groups that do that kind of thing become their own group of promotions. Like, if it's a podcast group, for example, like the Reddit one is a local city group. So I kind of understand that a little more because that's what the people in that group want. They want it to go that way. So I kind of understand that a little bit more. But it still seems asinine to me that you can't promote yourself once a week without delivering other information. I have other information in what I'm already delivering you. Like, I'm giving you that. I'm just not doing it in a direct link to that post. I'm giving you that here in my thing. Why is that not acceptable? I don't understand. You can explain it to me. I'll listen. I'm not dead set in like any way, shape, or form to like this has to be the way. I'm just saying this is my understanding of it. It's very fucking confusing. It's like, you know what? It's like dealing with kids. You know why it's like dealing with kids? Because my kids do the same shit that these moderators do online. I don't care, Reddit, whatever, every place. Okay? They have this sort of like me way of looking at things. Like, you have to satisfy me. Maybe it's because you're in a position of power, because you have a group board and people come to you or whatever. I don't know. But it seems stupid to me to be like, hey, gotta do it my way, dude. That's it. You know, there's no other way to do it. It seems like in being like that on the internet, you're actually reversing what the internet is about. The internet is about freedom of information and is about information, essentially. And you having the ability to get all kinds of information from different sources, but also making your own fucking decision about that information. So you need to find that information. I'm not the one that has to provide it for you. If I do, great. That's awesome for you. But it shouldn't be a stipulation in terms of trying to get my business out. And it doesn't have to be a podcast. It doesn't have to be, you know, like entertainment-wise. It could be any kind of business. If you shouldn't have to be held down to the fact that you have to promote other people's things to be able to promote your own thing. Because if you were taking advertising in a paper, you could put as many advertisements in that paper as you wanted without having to reference anyone else. But if you're good at what you do, no matter what you're on, you will reference other people in what you're putting out. So you're missing, as a person that's trying to moderate these groups, you're missing a whole facet of the conversation. There is information in what you're putting out. It's just not the way you want it done. I can't help you with that. Because I'm going to do shit my way. Why? Because everybody feels like that. And you can't just tell people, hey, you got to do this with... Excuse me. I needed to relight the joint. You can't just tell everybody, hey, you got to do this way because, you know, this prevents something that we don't like, but we've changed the terminology for. That's stupid. Excuse me. I can't deal with stupid, man. So I just left the group. I just said, fine, forget it. It's pointless. But then on the Facebook side, you have these groups that start out like that, but then they end up being contained with the same thing. Like, as a podcaster, you're trying to find a new audience, right? You're not trying to you're not trying to get other podcasts or podcasters interested in your podcast. I mean, sure, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you don't want that as an audience, but that's not your main focus. You want the general public to be your audience. You want to find your spot there, right? Okay. So to be able to build that, you have to have groups that are not just people that are making podcasts. I understand that there are two different, like there are groups that are like that, but the latter group, the group with the audience group, let's say, is less available. Then there's an abundance of podcasters selling their podcast or you know, advertising or showing off their podcast to other podcasters. Like, that's good, but how do you set up a spot where you're not just doing that? Because these groups seem to be an internal function of that. Like, if you podcast, come to this group, show your podcast, but you're showing it to other podcasters. I don't know. It's baffling to me. It blows my mind, and I don't totally get it. Because I was working on setting up a Guelph 420 page on Reddit. And I was thinking, like, what would I put on this? So I blasted all my stuff on it because it's my group. Why the fuck not? Right? So I figured, fuck it. I'll do that. And now I have it in my back pocket to let out and, like, try and get people to come to that page and post their stuff like my stuff or whatever. I don't care. I want to create an open forum, I guess, where people can post things as long as it's obviously not hateful or, you know, saying you want to kill people and do stupid shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's good, as long as it's quality entertainment or news or whatever you want to say, that's the kind of group I want to bring out there, because there's a discussion in everything. Always. It doesn't matter what it is. There's always a fucking discussion to be had. So you can't be closed-minded or closed off. You can't be closed-minded or closed off to the idea that just because you look at something this way, what you gotta do is you gotta take each instance as its own thing. You can't lump it into a group of other instances that were similar. You have to treat it as its own individual incident. Oh my god, I'm getting high. And work from there. That's all I'm saying. But man, it drives me fucking crazy that the whole idea behind, you know, having to be allowed to promote on some of these groups. Oh, and that's the other thing. So to be able to promote on some of these groups, you have to give other people, you know, give links to other things. You have to give different information that doesn't have to do with you. Fine. Okay, let's say we go along and we do that. But anybody can comment whatever the fuck they want down there. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And those motherfuckers get to do it all the time. Nothing happens to them. I had one guy finally had a fucking hater. There's a fly. I finally had a hater come after me and he talked shit. I don't remember exactly what he said. But he ended up saying, like, you know, this video looks stupid. Way more rude than that. He called my grammar a dumpster fire. Okay? So I was like, what the fuck? So I wasn't going to engage with it. I was just going to leave it alone. But then I was like, hold on. Like, he didn't even talk about the video or what was in it or the podcast or what was in it. None of that stuff. He just talked about the title of my video was a dumpster fire. Fuck you, dude. Now I got to find out what the deal is. So I said something snappy back, like, not even snappy, snippy, I guess. I said something where I was like, yeah, but I got you to watch it. And then he said, no, Marketing 101. This I remember. He said, Marketing 101. No, you didn't, and you have to get me to click on the link. So I'm like, motherfucker didn't even watch the shit. He didn't even know what was behind it. He just read the title and was like, oh, you're a fucking moron. Okay? So I started looking him up on Reddit and seeing what he did. That's all he does. Goes around and he does that shit. So finally I wrote back, oh man, thank you very much. I really, really wanted some, you know, actual feedback. It's taken me forever to get feedback like this, and I really appreciate it. You know, like that hug you've been waiting for from your mom. Thanks for checking out the episode. And I left it at that. Never heard from that guy again. But I'm saying, like, who does that? And those guys are allowed to go around and do whatever. You're being a genuine asshole for no purpose. other than to get some back and forth online with somebody that's posting something that's maybe quality. I don't know. I know that this is fun. I know this rant is ridiculous. I hope you're having a good Friday. I hope you're enjoying this session. Jesus, I'm all fired up. Hope you're fired up. Hope you're fired up for Friday. I hope you are also fired up for Weed Facts, baby. That's right. We have weed myths this week. And these weed myths in the Weed Facts section of tots420.com, you like how I did that? Can be found, I'll put it in that section, I'll put the link, but it's from the WashingtonPost.com. And these, it's an article about 5 weed myths. I took the 3 that I found the most interesting. You can obviously go to tots420.com on the Weed Facts link in the drop-down menu and check out this Weed Myths article. But here it is. Okay, so weed myth number 1. Marijuana leads to violent crime. I mean, duh, obviously, okay? This is a silly thing to state because, like, I can't imagine smacking anybody when I'm high. Like, I thought about it once. I was trying to figure out, like, hey, someone came at me and I had just finished smoking a joint or just started smoking a joint to the point where that high started to set in and you get that relaxed, cool feeling. So I was thinking about that and I was like, nah, I'd never be able to hit a dude. So there was a big study, but this was like a highlight out of the little blurb that they put. So a recent Justice Department funded study of the effects of legalization in Washington State found that neither cannabis-related crime nor serious offenses seem to be affected by legalization. So numerous other papers also turned up evidence that marijuana use and legalization may lead to less violent crime, given that the drug's most common effects include dum dum dum. I should have hit the button, but I'm on a different page. Okay, so would include a pleasant euphoria and sense of relaxation. Surprising, wouldn't you say? So that was weed myth number 1. It does not lead to violent crime. It's actually a drop in violent crime, or doesn't affect it. So people are going to be violent either way. Yeah. Anyway, check out the article. Okay, so number 2, potency is an important indicator of quality and safety. I don't know why they said safety, but essentially here's what the end of the little blurb had to say, and you can check it out. A recent research has shown that high-potency cannabis products don't necessarily get users more high. And I can say that from a dispensary, that is true. Because I have bought some more expensive weed just to test it out, and yeah, I didn't necessarily get higher than I would have off of some of the, less expensive weed. So, okay, where was I? So the potency testing industry is They also found out that the potency testing industry is rife with fraud, quality assurance problems, and general incompetence. So this is from WashingtonPost.com. So, okay, and those THC labels on the products at the dispensary may not mean that much in the end. So they're just saying whatever the fuck they want down there in the States, I guess. Anyway. So number 3, I don't know why I keep saying anyway. It's because I'm getting high and fidgety. I'm sorry. So here we go. Number 3. This I thought was actually pretty neat because I wondered as well. Different strains produce different intoxicating effects. That's a myth. So this is what they have to say. A 2015 report found only minor differences in the genetic makeup of cannabis strains. A marijuana strain name does not necessarily represent a genetically unique variety. A 2019 study failed to find meaningful genetic differences even between the 2 major varieties, indica and sativa, often said to produce very different types of intoxication. An analysis in 2018 concluded that the concept of a strain does not reflect the crop domestication, breeding programs, or plant chemistry. Fucking crazy! Because we've had discussions about this, man, where some sativas make people that I know feel like they had an indica. And I feel like sometimes I have an indica and it feels like a sativa. So there might be fucking something to this. Anyway, that's the weed facts for today. And yeah, that's a pretty fucking, I don't know. I thought that last one was pretty cool. I've always wondered. So basically, weed is weed. It maybe looks a little different, grows a little different, is more or less potent, but essentially, it's all the same. That's what they're kind of saying. Anyway, read it. That's just a blurb. These are only snippets, so you gotta check it out. Tots420.com, weed facts in the menu. Boop, boop. Check it out. See, and that's the thing. That brings me back to my fucking point, man. Okay? That's the kind of stuff that I'm gonna bring to posting on Reddit. I'm gonna give you a spot where you can have some entertainment. Hopefully you find me funny and laugh and do it and, you know, join the sesh, whatever. And then you can learn from the weed facts and check it all out. And I do directly go to those places. And I post on Twitter and and Instagram those places as well. So, you know, I'm doing my due diligence here. That's all I'm saying. That's right. Do it right. I'm saying it. Okay. Now, dude. For real. Okay. That this week's Dude For Real segment. If you're watching, you saw the eyebrows. If you're listening, you heard nothing. Sorry. Okay, so I'm fidgety still, and I'm getting super high now. I hope you're enjoying the sesh again, like I said before. Sorry, I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you had a good week. I hope it's all going well for you. I'm getting super high. All right, dude, for real, I got some serious facts for you. And again, I will post these on the website under Do For Real. Okay? So, I don't know where I decided to look this up or why, but do you know what the longest fucking word in the English language is? Me neither. You know why? Because it is 189,819 letters long. And it would take you 3 hours to say it. Can you believe that? Fuck. I really want to say it as a podcast. You could just listen to me say a word. And that was on BuzzFeed.com. Again, I'll put the link in the thing. On the website. Okay, number 2. Have you ever wondered, as pretty as ladybugs are, okay, how does such a petite little bug protect itself? What does it do to protect itself from predators? Well, let me tell you. Ladybugs defend themselves from predators by releasing a foul-smelling chemical from their knees. They're bug skunks. I don't know why I looked that up, but I did. And now you know it, so you're welcome. Okay, Do For Real number 3. You know that grizzly bears are, like, bad, right? Like, I mean bad in the way that, like, you don't want to fight a grizzly bear because it will bite you in half. That kind of thing, right? Well, a grizzly bear, just so you know, so the next time you think, oh, look at that bear at the dump, and you're like, dude, let's go check it out, take some pictures, or like whatever at the zoo, you know, you try to start, I don't know, trying to egg on the fucking bear. Just keep in mind that a grizzly bear bite is strong enough to crush a fucking bowling ball. Okay? Keep that in mind. The next time you think that cute little bear playing with that trainer, that's so fun, he must be having a great time. That trainer is half a step away from getting bit like a bowling ball. Just saying. Those are the Dude For Real facts. That's the segment. That's the name. I've been working it out forever. And those are my thoughts off the stem for this week, baby. I hope you enjoyed the sesh. I hope you come back next week, Friday at 4:20 p.m. with me, Justin Barone, on Thoughts Off the Stem on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, Amazon Music, Good Pods, everywhere you get a podcast. It's out there, baby. And I hope you have a good weekend. And don't forget to check out Tots 420. Get some Tots 420 or Thoughts Off the Stem merch from the Tots 420 shop link in the menu. Yeah. Tots420.com. Check it out. Check out the merch. I keep saying the same thing because I just had a high moment. Anyway, until next time, keep your lids low, baby.